Today, here on Blue Shift Ministries, I want to talk about a very grotesque subject, and that's gluttony. I want to go deeper into this because I've been silent about this for a time now, and I need to speak on this because I'm just noticing something a bit more and more. And I want to be sure all of you have the weapons you need in order to fight Lucifer and all his principalities. We cannot be ignorant to his devices or his manipulations. I'm noticing online there are many videos on people eating their food. And I noticed that it's a little bit abnormal. I notice how and I want all of you to see those videos because I want you to learn. I want to teach you. Really look at the video. Look at every part of the video, where the individual is, what the individual is eating, how the dinner plate is set up, and where the camera is. Like, just really look at it. Look at all the details because the devil is in the details. I'm just noticing that when an individual starts eating their food in that manner, I notice that the individual is not eating their food, they're gobbling their food. Many times they have quite a spread there and they're eating a ton of food. A ton of food that's really meant for perhaps 5 people and only one is consuming it. But I would notice they're not consuming their food. You will notice that they're not consuming their food, they're devouring their food. There's a difference. And they just keep eating and eating and eating until all the food is gone. And it seems that's very important for the food to be gone. I notice some individuals even eat with their hands. And that's very, very inappropriate. Remember, we are made in the image of God. We are not animals. We are not dogs. We are not cats. We are not pigs. And we are not hogs. Remember, the son of David cast demons into the hogs, cast demons into the swine, because the swine is a very vile animal. And we as human beings in the image of God, we cannot be vile. And we cannot democrate the image, our bodies. And I want everyone to look very detailed at the videos that you see people eating, enjoying their meal. But you will notice that there's no joy in the meal. It's almost as if they're eating the meal as like in a race. As, I don't know if they're getting paid to eat food like this. It's just, it's very inappropriate and disgusting. And I feel really people shouldn't be recording themselves eat. I feel it's inappropriate. And the details of the video, if you look at the video look very closely at the video because I want you to learn. You see the way the food is arranged. You see where the individual is sitting. You see how the individual is eating, and you see with the individual how they place the camera. You will notice they place the camera like right at the individual's face, so as their mouth opens, you see them gorge the food down their throat. You will see where the camera is placed. It really takes a look. It makes the food the star of the show. That's a little bit off. It makes the devouring the star of the show, not even the individual. And then when you look closer and even closer at it, you will notice that the individual, the way they're eating, the way the food is set up is very much like an animal. It's like tossing slop to the pigs in a farm and tossing slop to the hogs. That individual eating in that fashion, that's gobbling the food, resembles a hog. Is acting like a hog. Is eating like a hog. Human beings, we don't eat that way. We don't eat with our hands. That's very nasty. You don't wash your hands in your food. You don't wash your hands in your soup. You don't open your mouth wide open and just start shoving food down your esophagus. There's something called table manners. I am a professional chef of 25 years. I love food. I love cooking. I enjoy it. But there's a discipline. There's a God-fearing discipline we must have here. There's a difference between consuming your food and devouring your food. There's a difference between eating your food and gobbling your food. There's a difference between biting your food and wolfing down your food. Notice that woofing, wolf. Gobbling, pig. Devouring, animal. You see how manipulative Lucifer is. He is manipulating everyone to influence the demon of gluttony, to influence the demon of obesity. You notice these people who devour their food in such a way in these videos, some of them, most of them, are not obese at all. They're either very skinny or wafy. So what you see how manipulative Lucifer is. What he's doing is, oh, as long as you're skinny, oh, you can eat whatever you want. And you can have bad table manners and you could just keep wolfing down food. You see how manipulative Lucifer is. Then there's others who are a little bit more heavy and say, oh, you're getting paid for it. You're getting paid for being exploited. When really all of them are being exploited. And they're allowing themselves to be exploited. This is very inappropriate, disgusting, and Father frowns on these things. You see how manipulative Lucifer is. You have to pay attention. I implore all of you to stop watching those videos, because those videos influence the demon of gluttony, influence the demon of obesity. Eating a ton of food, more than enough for 5 people, 1 person, that's gluttony. Wolfing down their food, gobbling their food, that's an animal. You see how Lucifer wants to demonize the mind through psychological warfare, to make people eat like animals so that way people will be treated like animals. Making people eat insects, bugs, and roaches. And all these insects, they want to put crickets in our food now. That's Lucifer. Because we as human beings, our stomachs and minds and bodies, we're not meant to eat insects. It makes us very sick to our stomachs, and it corrupts and demonizes the mind to the point that people will eat anything. We're not supposed to eat anything. We are supposed to eat what Father says in the Bible. The Bible is one of the best cookbooks in the world. It showed what Daniel ate, the Daniel diet. It says we're not meant to eat the animal that eats the curd, which means feces. It's an ancient language Father has. We're not supposed to eat the 4-legged with the claw and the paw. We're not supposed to eat certain animals, and we're not supposed to have such bad table manners either. Those bad table manners are coming from a very nasty, animalistic place. We are not animals. We're not made in the image of a dog. We're not made in the image of a pig. We're not made in the image of an animal. We are made in the image of God, and we have to protect that image and keep our bodies healthy and stop watching those videos and stop eating our food as if we're animals. No, I understand there are certain foods that you eat with your hands, pizza, okay. But damn it, have your table manners. You don't eat with your hands. We're not animals in the jungle. We're human beings made in the image of God. Believe in Jesus always. Amen.